Have you ever looked at a US map and wondered why some states have such weird shapes? From jagged borders to random panhandles, every unusual outline has a story rooted in history, politics, and even old grudges. Today, we're diving into some of the strangest. Let's start with Maryland. At first glance, Maryland looks like a crab claw pinching Virginia. That odd shape comes from colonial-era border fights. In the 1600s and 1700s, both Virginia and Pennsylvania claimed parts of Maryland's land. Eventually, surveyors Charles Mason and Jeremiah Dixon were hired to draw a line, the famous Mason-Dixon line. It settled the disputes but left Maryland with an uneven, twisted outline that still makes it one of the strangest-looking states today. Next, West Virginia. Why does it look like Virginia has a big bite taken out of it? The answer is the Civil War. In 1861, Virginia voted to secede from the United States, but the people living in the western counties didn't agree. They broke away, stayed loyal to the Union, and in 1863 became the brand new state of West Virginia. The result is that jagged, puzzle piece border we see today, a literal scar of the Civil War. Now let's move north to Michigan. Michigan is one of only two states split into two separate land areas. The Lower Peninsula looks like a mitten, but the Upper Peninsula, or the UP, is completely detached. So why does Michigan own it? In the 1830s, Michigan and Ohio were fighting over a small strip of land near Toledo. The US government stepped in and gave Toledo to Ohio, but to make up for it, Michigan got the entire Upper Peninsula. At first, it seemed unfair, a swampy forest in exchange for a city. But later, huge deposits of copper and iron were discovered in the UP, making it a valuable prize after all. Then there's Idaho, a state whose shape makes almost no sense. That long, skinny panhandle looks like it was drawn at random, but in reality, it was created in 1863, when Congress split up existing territories. Lawmakers didn't want Washington Territory to become too large and powerful, so they carved out Idaho's thinned northern strip instead. The result is a state that stretches nearly 500 miles from top to bottom, but is only about 50 miles wide in the panhandle. And finally, Oklahoma, famous for its panhandle. That rectangular extension on the northwest corner was once known as no man's land. For decades, it wasn't part of any state or territory. Why? Because of a quirk in the Missouri Compromise and later treaties with Native American nations. The land was considered unassigned and left empty on the map. It became a haven for outlaws, squatters, and settlers who lived there with almost no government or law enforcement. Eventually, in 1890, the federal government attached it to Oklahoma Territory, giving us the state shape we recognize today. So, what do all these stories have in common? They remind us that the US map wasn't designed all at once. Each strange border is the product of wars, compromises, and deals made hundreds of years ago. Maryland's crab claw, West Virginia's bite, Michigan's split, Idaho's panhandle, and Oklahoma's outlaw territory, they're all living reminders that history literally shaped the land we see today. So next time you look at a map of the United States, remember, those weird shapes aren't random. They're the scars of history carved into the map.